Left turn ahead. Recalculating. Your destination is on the right. Welcome to G.P.S.
Hey everybody, Alan Weaver here. You know, we just celebrated a national holiday honoring the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. At church, one of the young adults by the name of Stephen Bozier gave an excellent oration of Dr. King's I Have a Dream speech. And while he was talking, there were two things that came to mind. Now, number one, it amazed me how much of Dr. King's speech still applies to today's time. And number two, which is directly related to today's GPS, was the fact that dreams don't build themselves. So today I want to talk to you about being consistent in building the dream. Have you ever had to push a car? Now, if you have, you know it takes a whole lot of energy and effort to go into the pushing in order to get the car to move. But once the car gets going, once you're able to get some momentum, once you consistently push and the car is moving, then it takes less energy to move than it does in order to get the car moving. Now, that's the law of inertia at work. The first part of that law states that an object at rest will remain at rest until it's acted upon by a greater force. So why is the law of inertia important? Because no matter how successful you are in life, no matter how successful I am in life, we all have areas in our lives where we are at rest, where we are not growing, where we are not developing, where we are not moving. We are seated on the sidelines of life and we are not doing what we need to do. So the question that I want to raise is, how do you get moving in life? How do you go from a state of being at rest to a state of consistency and momentum? If you want to move in your life, here are three things that you have to do. Number one, you have to accept and receive and own the fact that any new endeavor, any movement towards change is going to be difficult. Why? Because any new endeavor that you are trying to do is at rest. And the law of inertia states that an object at rest will stay at rest until it's acted upon by a greater force. So just like I mentioned about the car, it takes a whole lot of effort and energy and focus to get any new endeavor moving. Now, why is that important? Because a lot of times we give up on new endeavors because it gets difficult. It gets hard. And we didn't expect the difficulty. We didn't expect it to get hard. We thought it was going to be easy. And so because it wasn't easy, we give up. But if you realize that any new endeavor of change and growth and development is going to be difficult, that it's going to take more work in the beginning to set up the structure. It's going to take more work in the beginning to get the consistency going. If you realize it's going to take more work in the beginning, then you will be less likely to give up. Number two, you need to realize that nothing replaces work. The dream is not going to build itself. If you want to get more education, if you want to have a better marriage, if you want to start a business and build a business, if you want to enact social change, if you want to have growth and development in your life, you are going to have to work. Nothing replaces work. Nothing replaces hard work. Nothing replaces smart work. We have to work. And number three, no more excuses. When you make room for excuses in your life, then all you will have in your life will be excuses. You know what excuses you tell yourself for why you can't start working out and exercising and eating right. You know what excuses you tell yourself for why you can't do a business endeavor, or why you can't get more education, or why you can't have a better marriage. I had excuses about doing G.P.S. I've been saying for the last 2 years that I wanted to do a motivational series, but I had excuses for why I couldn't do it. I realized as we were getting closer to 2016, I had no more time for excuses. If it was going to happen, I was going to have to leave the excuses at the door and get to work. You know the excuses you say, I can't do it. It's too hard. I don't know the steps. Nobody's helping me. If you keep listening to your excuses, then all you will have in your life is excuses. So I encourage you today, be consistent. Be consistent in your daily, weekly, monthly, yearly goals. And if you do that, you will find that you will be closer to where you're supposed to be. So this is Alan. Thank you for watching GPS, and I'll see you next time.